You guys get into the detail. Yeah. Get into the detail. Okay?
Put your, yeah, it's like that. And start slow.
I'll do my own slow-mo for you. I'll do my own slow-mo. Do you see?
Do not break your neck. Oh yeah, that's good like that. Yeah, like that. That's cute.
No fake walk. Well, yeah. I love it.
She's so cute. Hey everyone, it is your girl Touched by Tiny. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. And I know it's been a long time, a very, very long time, but you guys, it is unbelievable the amount of content I have. And honestly, I have just been so busy and really haven't had the chance to sit down and record stuff for you guys. So today's the day I finally get a little free time, so we're dropping a video. If this is not your first time here, y'all already know this is my girl Chantel, and she's like literally one of my very, very first clients. And she's lit. Okay, so today what we're doing for her, you guys, is what I like to call tribal braids, but some call it Fulani braids. There's just so many different names out there, but basically it's knotless box braids in the back and braids in the front, feeding braids in the front. And in her case, we're going to have different designs in the front for her. So typically what I like to do whenever I'm doing knotless box braids in the back, you guys, I like to go straight down the middle of the head. And then once I have the two sections separated, then I will go directly behind the ears to separate that and start to part from one side to the next. And typically I will have anywhere from 5 to 6 rows in the back. But because her head is small, I want to make the braids look as full as possible. So we're going to definitely give her 6 rows in the back, 2 below the ears and the 4 up top. And if you need a full detail on how to actually section the hair or how to even accomplish a knotless braid, I have more videos. All you have to just scroll down, or I will have them linked down below. But this is going to go pretty quickly, okay? Because my main focus, I really wanted to show you guys how I set up the front. So right now for the knotless, we're going to make sure you have your products in there, then section it in 3 parts and start to braid the hair naturally by itself first, you guys. And we are doing boho. I can't believe I forgot the boho. Okay, so I like to feed in the boho first and then slowly start to add small pieces of hair. And I usually have anywhere from 5 to 6 strands of hair depending on the actual length that I want the braid to be. And as far as the amount of curly hair that you want, or the boho hair that you want to add in there, it really depends on the look you're going for. So if you want a lot of curls where you barely can even see the braids, then I would highly suggest you add anywhere from like 6 to 8 strands of the curls. But if you just wanted to look more natural, where you have braids with little specks of curls, I would add anywhere from 4 to 6 strands of the curls. And yes, that's per braid, okay? So once again, it really generally just depends on the look itself that you are trying to go for. Again, once you start off, you split the hair in 3 sections. Start braiding it by itself first, and slowly start to add either the curl or go directly into the braiding hair. It all depends on the look that you're trying to achieve. And just like that, you guys, we are at the top, the front, okay? I always like to section my client's hair directly from the back first. Then I'm going to stand directly in front of her to be sure that it is super even and super crisp, okay? And listen, when it comes to that middle part, you guys, you have to be sure that it is super duper duper straight down the middle and that it makes sense and it's aligned with your client's head, okay? Even if it may not look even to you from the back, it have to make sense for her forehead, the front of her head, and all that stuff. And some people have widow's peaks. Some people, widow's peaks is not directly down the center, so it have to make sense, okay? So now right at the front, you guys, I'm going to pre-part the hair, pre-section the hair of what I think I want the front to look like. And I always like to section my hair off no matter what style I'm doing to get it out the way so that I have an idea of exactly how I want the front to look. And for the feet and braids, you guys, she like a little bit of her baby hair out. So I want to make sure that I swoop that out. And I start braiding her hair once again, naturally by itself first. Then I'm going to start to add extremely small pieces for the front because we are around her perimeters. And we want to make sure that nothing is too heavy for her hairline and that her hairline stays intact when she take these out. And I am jumping from one section to the next, you guys, because I'm basically doing whatever makes sense for me as far as like not having too much hair in my way. So right now I am going to do an actual design. And this design I'm doing is kind of like a curvy snake type of feel, but because it's just the perimeter of her front that we left out is not that much to work with, so I'm not going to make it that tight zigzag. This is going to be only 3 sections, and I'm going to have one facing upward, one facing downward, and the other facing, of course, upwards. And then we're going to start braiding it like that. And this is why I have the sections going in opposite directions, you guys, because it just makes it easier. And of course, it keeps everything neater. So right now, I'm just going to braid that upwards. And once I'm done braiding that upwards, I'm going to follow the next one, which is going downwards. And voila. So whenever or if ever you want to do this type of design, but it's not that super tight snake look like, you can always do it this way as well. It still will give you the feel, but also a different type of look. And honestly, I love this right here because it's not looking, it looks a little bit more soft, if that makes sense. And for this design, we're going to have singles, which is also like plaits. And I'm just going to part them and then wait for a little bit because I didn't prep for those. Because remember, I'm doing these designs as I go. So therefore, I really technically don't know what I'm doing, you guys. I just be doing stuff and it comes out perfect. So now for directly in the front, she wanted a few curls to come, kind of like a bang, but not really a bang, but she just wanted a few curls to hang. So this is how you feed the curls in, you guys, without it being directly into the eye or whatever. So we're going to tuck it at whatever side you want to tuck it in on, and make sure that's completely out of your way, and you're going to keep braiding as normal. Make sure you're tucking that end of the curls very tightly so that it doesn't move, and from there you just keep braiding. And for this specific braid, I am going to do the crisscross design. And for the crisscross design, you guys, you want to make sure that you had enough hair out the way, and then just take the hair and split that in half and horizontally. And then once you're done, you're going to split that vertically. So you should have 4 sections like this, and we're just going to braid opposites. Okay, if you notice, I'm only putting products right now on the 2 that's just hanging out. Okay, and then from there I'm just going to make sure that the products is evenly distributed into the hair, making sure their edges are out the way. Then I'm going to start braiding the hair naturally by itself first, you guys, before I start to add small pieces into the hair. And you also don't want to rush the process of trying to feed it into the next braid, because you don't want it too much to be pulling and tugging. So make sure, you're braiding it all the way before you start to connect. And once you've reached the point of connecting your braids, you're just going to follow the pattern that you created from the beginning. So just keep braiding it like that. And then from there, you guys, we're just going to do the other side. And your crisscross should look just like this, okay? Not rushing the process. I'm taking my time, especially when it comes to the actual crisscrossing part, because once again, you want to make sure that that's not pulling too much and it's not creating a lot of friction. But ultimately, this is how your crisscross should look. for this section, like I mentioned before, this is going to be knotless as well. So we started braiding the hair naturally by itself, then slowly start to add a few pieces of braiding hair. And this is how it looks, you guys. This is how it looks. So, of course, naturally, whatever you do on one side, you must do on the next, okay? And on her other side, I am going to add maybe one or two of like blonde braids, but ultimately, it's going to look exactly like this. And this is the final look, you guys. Okay, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. I love it. And she loves it as well. We have a little bit of curls going on, a little streaks of blonde, everything to just wake it up and it's giving vacation.
You guys get into the detail. Get into the detail. Okay?
Put your
Okay.
Yep. Period. Yep. Hold on. You so fun. And that's my girl, okay? Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Until next time, peace and love.